Welcome back. This is Marc Rudov, branding advisor to CEOs and author of Intra Branding, Brand is Destiny, and Be Unique or Be Ignored. Don't just put them on your bookshelf, put them in your mind. I want to continue the conversation I had with you last time about Newsmax, but this time I'm going to show you the connection between Newsmax and CNN. What? Yes, you heard that correctly. CNN has been in the news this week. CNN, I call it DNCNN because it is the collusion network for the Democrat Party. This week, CNN's ratings have fallen even farther than anybody could imagine. Radar says stick a fork in it, it's done. CNN records worst ratings in 9 years. And the Wrap offers some stats here. Here are the primetime ratings for CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News. CNN had 444,000 viewers, 93K in the demo. That's 25 to 54 years old, if you're not familiar with that. MSNBC had 943,000 viewers, 91K in the demo. And Fox News had 2 million viewers, 256K in the demo. So things are looking pretty bleak for CNN, and CNN wouldn't even be where it is had it not been for we the people being forced to watch this garbage in airports. But what's interesting is that wherever you go, liberals still think CNN is number one and it is the best network. In my gym, CNN is plastered on every visible screen you can see. And there's a private health club within my gym. I'm not a member of it, but there's a private locker room. And the director of personal training told me that one day he was in there and one of the members tried to put Fox News on the screen. And a fist fight almost broke out. That's how much liberals hate conservatives. They don't want to hear the truth. They just don't want to hear it. As Michael Savage has said, liberalism is a mental disorder. When you watch a Hollywood movie and there is a newscast within the movie, the newscast is always carried on, drumroll please, CNN. For example, James Bond, Spectre. It also happened in Skyfall, but here's from Spectre. Spectre is this organization of 9 countries that want to take over the world and control all of the surveillance. But they need a unanimous vote so they can control all the citizens everywhere all the time. South Africa was a holdout, so they blew up part of Cape Town. And James Bond is watching it here on the TV on CNN. The Martian. Most people have seen The Martian with Matt Damon. Matt Damon plays Mark Watney, an astronaut. He's stranded on Mars because there was an explosion. His teammates thought that he was, his crewmates I should say, thought he was dead, so they took off back to Earth, which is not a 1.5 hour journey. They got about halfway home when they realized that Mark Watney's still alive, so they go all the way to Earth, do a slingshot around, and go back to Mars. They finally get to the orbit of Mars, and the whole world is watching the rescue of Mark Watney on CNN. Did you see Fallout with Tom Cruise? Probably the best Mission Impossible movie yet. And here he is with CNN, Wolf Blitzer. Of course. What else would it be? That's the irony, that CNN is in last place and is considered number one by liberals. If they had used Fox News in any of the movies I just mentioned, at least half the audience would have walked out. That's the way liberals are. Newsmax, as I mentioned last time, has created a page called iwantnewsmax.com. I invite you to go to that page and get information on how to call your congressman and how to contact DirecTV. Because of this, in 2017 and 2018, John Stankey, the current CEO of AT&T, camped out in D.C. to fight Donald Trump's Justice Department, which was trying to block the merger between Time Warner and AT&T. Now, in 2016, a couple of weeks before the election in 2020, I wrote an article on Newsmax about this merger, this acquisition. And you can see it here. Why AT&T wants Time Warner. You can read that article at markrudov.com/Time Warner. What I said essentially was these two companies really believed that Hillary Clinton was going to win the election and was going to tank the economy. So they decided that their only solution was a merger because neither company had the imagination to increase their audience bases independently. They had to merge and become bigger and more powerful and concentrate more power within one company. Well, eventually that merger went through. One of the consequences of that merger is that AT&T owns CNN. So think about it. CNN just revealed worst ratings in 9 years. It's a loser network. Yet, AT&T continues to put it on the air. It dumps Newsmax, which has a growing audience. Now, if we go back to the 2020 election, Newsmax was really struggling. But then Rupert Murdoch had Fox News call the Arizona election early. I think about 70% of the votes were in. People were still waiting in line to vote when Fox News called Arizona for Joe Biden. Well, that really clinched it for Joe Biden. And people were very, very angry. They had to go home. They didn't vote. There was no point. But thousands and thousands and thousands, as Trump would say, of Fox News viewers went to Newsmax. And that was the beginning of the new era of Newsmax. And it's been growing ever since. Well, that presents a problem for the Democrats. And I think that what's going on with Newsmax right now and AT&T and DirecTV, I think just like with Twitter, you're going to find that there's the executive branch. I have no proof, but there's no reason for me not to believe that, considering that with Twitter, the executive branch was involved electronically and physically at Twitter headquarters. There's no reason for me to believe that that's not the case here. And as I said last time, it's all about Donald Trump. Now, you will hear excuses from DirecTV that Newsmax wants too much money in license fees, and that's why DirecTV had to save money by cutting Newsmax loose. We all know that's a lie. The reason is Donald Trump. I said this last time and I'm sticking to it. If AT&T really wanted to save money, it would get rid of CNN. That's logical. Everybody can see that. You don't keep a losing network. But that's not the case. So a lot of people are getting behind Newsmax. You have Sarah Palin, Donald Trump, Kevin McCarthy, Ron DeSantis, senators, congressmen. I think AT&T is going to lose this battle eventually because there's a groundswell of support for Newsmax. And Newsmax is actually getting more publicity now than it otherwise would have. So temporarily, this is not working out for Newsmax, but I think ultimately it will. But just remember, this is all about Donald Trump. AT&T does not want Donald Trump to win in 24. And the executive branch does not want that. And Fox News does not want that. All of this is because of Donald Trump. So when it comes to branding, if people don't have the information they deserve, if they don't have freedom of choice, branding doesn't work. This is all about coercion and fascism. Censorship. And that's it. This is Marc Rudov. Find me at markrudov.com. Until next time.